in California, the Archdiocese of Los Angeles will host the 4th annual OneLife LA this upcoming Saturday. Thousands of people are expected to attend. The festival will include a 1-mile walk and will partner with groups that feed the homeless, liberate trafficking victims, find adoptive families for foster children, and more. One of the organizers gave us a preview of what to expect at OneLife LA. Kathleen Domingo is the Director of Life, Justice, and Peace for the Archdiocese of Los Angeles. Kathleen, good to see you in D.C.
Thanks, Catherine. Nice to be here.
So what can people expect who are going to the 4th annual OneLife LA? What can they expect if they go?
We are so excited. This is our 4th year doing OneLife LA, so it's the 3rd largest pro-life event in the country. We're expecting tens of thousands to join us on January 20th. And this year we have the great privilege of having our keynote speaker, a young woman named Karen Gaffney. Now, Karen is incredible. She has swum the English Channel, she's swum from Alcatraz, and she lives with Down syndrome. And she is an amazing spokesperson for this community of joyful, beautiful people who are unfortunately being targeted in parts of the world and even in our own country. And she has a beautiful story to tell about how joyful and wonderful her life is. She has a TED Talk. She's amazing. We cannot wait to hear about her story.
That is excellent. You mentioned this is the 4th one. So in the past 3 years, what are the response? What has it been like, and what have you learned in those years?
So OneLife LA is a little bit different than some other events. We have a celebration. We have a great time in LA. It's a real festival to celebrate the beauty and dignity of every human life. And the encouragement that we've received from the community is outstanding. In fact, even our city and county officials in LA come and join us, and they love what we're doing and actually ask us to be a part of some of the things that they're working on as a result of this great event that we bring to the city of LA.
That's an unlikely partnership,
you would think. It is, and it's wonderful, yes.
You mentioned there are other pro-life events. OneLife LA will happen one day after the March for Life here in DC, 1 week after the Walk for Life in San Francisco. But what role do you specifically see OneLife LA playing in the greater pro-life movement?
So we stand in close solidarity with our brothers and sisters across the country working and actively advocating for life. One thing that's special about OneLife LA is we do service at the event itself, and we encourage people to leave with a very clear path to what they're going to do in their neighborhoods to build a culture of life, hands-on life-affirming action. So even that day, with the homeless who are encamped on the streets of LA, as we walk past, we have a plan for how to reach out to them and bring them God's love as we walk past them.
That really busts the myth that pro-lifers are only about pro-birth.
Absolutely.
You're caring for everyone literally on the streets. You're in California. California is facing a lot of pro-life concerns, including legalized assisted suicide. So what kind of message do you hope to give and bring to Californians and locals to counter that messaging that they're receiving elsewhere?
So it's really tough, right? We have attacks on both ends of life and all over the place. What we really encourage people to do is remember that we are all brothers and sisters in Christ, and that every one of us can play a role in building a culture of life. So we have organizations like No One Dies Alone and some wonderful end-of-life resources. We encourage people, get involved. We want to make our communities and our parishes places where no one would ever choose assisted suicide because they're not alone. They're not feeling abandoned and depressed. In fact, they're feeling supported even in their moment of suffering.
And finally, for viewers who may not be able to make it out to Los Angeles for this event, how can they have kind of a mini OneLife LA in their home? How can they build up a culture of life?
Well, first of all, check us out at onelifela.org, find out what we're up to. But we encourage people to celebrate life, celebrate it in your families. Show your kids that yes, it is a struggle, yes, it is a fight, but it's also a beautiful celebration of God's greatest gift to us. And we can be joyful in that, even in our own homes.
That's excellent. Thank you for your joyful witness. Kathleen Domingo with the Archdiocese of Los Angeles.
Thanks, Catherine.